I think the US still makes content for China. They still consider China a very relevant market, especially for big commercial films. You always look and think about a Chinese audience before you make a film, greenlight a film, how it will do there. It's very tough to predict, but it's still always a consideration. So I think that's the way in which the two countries continue to cooperate, is by exchanging ideas, showing their cultural relevance and significance through content that is compelling to both a Chinese audience and a US audience. And I think China is getting very, very good in film and television production. But yeah, it's beyond commercial success to measure the success of a project. But at the end of the day, you need people to financially support these things so they can get made. So in Hollywood, it's very difficult to make a big film if it doesn't perform well. You'd make too many of those, you don't make any more. But in China, I think the government, from my understanding, supports the arts quite well. So they can take chances. They can do things that are not necessarily made for a commercial audience. I think you have to approach any cooperation, whether it's US and China or US and anybody, even US to US, with an open mind. I think it's particularly valuable whenever you're doing a cooperation with somebody that's not from your culture, because that's the only way in which you learn about the other culture. It can be very challenging to do that because you have two different views of doing things and you have to figure out how to do it. But I think in the process in doing that can create very compelling content, and it can create things that you could otherwise not create if you were just making things with people who thought like you or held the same sort of cultural background as you do.
Jelajahi cara baru mendapatkan informasi. Download MetroTV Extend sekarang.